We're live.
Hey, we're live. Yay. So I'm Marnie Barranco. You know that because you're on my page. And I'm here with Becky. And we were just chatting about undefining your schedule or your calendar. So how many of us have a lot going on and like really, really full schedules? And how many times do we have this sort of point of view that because we set up something or because we said yes to something or whatever, that it's locked in and therefore I must
I
do,
must. I'm
I must,
I
therefore I must.
committed. This is
Yes,
my
I'm
commitment.
committed. And that's the word, is committed.
Ah,
And yeah, so I've made a commitment and I must keep my commitment. And is there is for me a space of honoring people, but also honoring me. And so sometimes there's this when I'm honoring you and I'm honoring me, I'm like, actually, I said yes to that. And right now, that's actually not really, there's something's changed with that. And it's not actually light or fun or whatever. So
mm,
it's not just I'm all right, I'm not going to do it or I must do it. It's, it's getting out of the polarity of those two options and going, all right, so what else could I choose here? And just an example, I had a class set for today and there was only one person signed up. And I said to that person, hey, it's actually, I didn't say this, but for me, I'm like, it actually requires one more week. And it's not about more people, less people, whatever. That was what I was getting. But so I asked the question, would it work for you? And if not, I'm here. So there was I'm gonna honor me by saying this has changed for me. And
yeah.
if it's also very much like, hey, no, I said yes to what you said, then okay, I did. So then I would go and do that. So it's, I guess what I'm trying to get to is when we undefine commitment and then we undefine
That.
like
Yeah.
a choice of once and for all, because how much do we lock ourselves in from actually perceiving what's going to create a greater possibility and a greater future when we just lock into commitment because we stop asking questions?
Yeah, because the creation started out a certain way. You're like,
Yes.
this is it.
Yes.
But then you're right, like what you just said about the limitation of then the possibilities of even the creation growing and changing and
Yeah.
honoring the creation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you said
Yeah.
something amazing that you always speak to, Marnie, that I like love, and I'm like, say more, is you're like the honoring of you and the honoring of me. For some,
Yeah.
like sometimes I forget me. And
Oftentimes, I would say most of us, oftentimes, we are the ones left out of it entirely. And that's, yeah. But we're actually taught that that's the valuable product, is to leave you out of it and make it about everybody else. But can you really create your life as you would like to create it if you're not even considering you in the creation and the computation of it? Yeah. So, yeah.
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 It's like undefining commitment, or I don't
Like,
even know. Like there's
yeah.
so much more that, and I didn't even get until just now. Me being locked into no question and decision actually is an unkindness to the creation. Like
It,
I haven't even added the creation into my like what you said. It was like either or, like the people that chose it or this. But wow, there actually is even more.
yeah. What would it desire? Well, and that is the thing of really being willing to let go of anything at any moment when you get, something's changed here. It would like to be different here. It would like to show up different here. But you can't do that if you ever stop with a conclusion, a commitment, a decision, a finality. It's the constant, okay, still, or something else. Yeah, still this, something else. Keep going this way, something else. And one of my favorite examples is like with my kids. And let's say I have decided that today is whatever day and it's back to back, things on the schedule. And this is rare, but there is once in a while, because my kids are actually very, very needless of me. And if I would say to them, hey, my calendar's full today, and I don't actually have space to do things from this time to this time, nothing really. What do you require now so that you're good for those 6 hours? They'd say, oh, this, that, we'd get set up, we'd be gone, and they would let it be. But every once in a while, probably 2 or 3 times, I'd have that packed day and I would get a needle, a ping. Hey, actually, no, they actually require you over here for a little bit today. All right, for the whole day, for part of the day. And then I'd get, just a part of the day or the whole day. And I would rearrange things, and always from the space of, hey, honoring the other person. Hey, I need to make a change to this. What's
Mm.
going to work for you? So it's never just like bulldozing through, but it is the choice to be aware of all, I like to say all of the things, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things. And when we're willing to be aware of all of the things, then we have an ease in the sense of where to go, where to change courses, where to turn the sail. I mean, it's like setting the sail. If I know I want to go there, but the wind all of a sudden shifted from the north to the south, I can't keep my sail in the same
Yeah,
place.
well, like you could be like trying, right? Like
It's
now
going
you
to
have
be
to
a
get the
lot of
oars
work.
out and you're like, I'm gonna get there, I'm trying. And
Yeah. And it's exactly what you just said, Becky, because it is when we define, I have committed, therefore I must, then you're going to work hard to get the result that you've decided you should have, rather than having the ease of the universe contributing to you. So it's almost like the universe is already doing it all. So when you stay in question and get the sense, then you just stay out of the way and you just go with the flow. But when you are hell bent and determined on the decision that you made, the schedule that you set, the commitment that, you've just signed your life away on, then you fight and fight and fight and fight to maybe get there. Yeah.
brilliant. And
And I love to do that. No, go ahead.
yeah, well, I was just gonna say, so like if it feels heavy,
Ask a question.
ask the
Yeah.
question. And what you're talking about really takes it even out of the rightness and wrongness, which is
Yes.
just truly
Yes.
like, then what else is possible here? You're truly living from that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get that, but I never got it until, you just even said, like, the big aha moment for me here is that I actually only had like certain increments, and there's really such a spherical awareness that's like involved with like the creation and the creation of your life. And wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it is about setting your sail like this is my target, but it's never concluding that you know how the best way to get there. You just keep asking and choosing and asking and
Yeah.
choosing, and then course correcting over here and then shifting a little bit that
Yeah.
way. And yeah. Yeah. And if we're willing to go beyond whatever anybody else has told us about creating our life, creating our business, creating our relationships, creating anything, and invite the universe to contribute, I mean, how much more are we able to be aware of all of the things than we've ever acknowledged and let ourselves be aware of all of the things?
Wow.
Because they ping, whatever's required pings when it's required, and you just ping with it.
Truly. It
And then
truly does. And I was
yeah,
like, even just recently, I just really was like, wow, I'm acknowledging how much the universe has my back. It
yeah,
was in Costa Rica. I was sitting in the back seat. We were waiting for our van driver to leave. And I'm just sitting there relaxed because we're leaving. And you're like, and then I was like, luggage. And I was like, my
ah,
luggage. And I was like, is my luggage in the back? The driver never
yeah,
put my luggage in. And so just like that,
wow,
like,
yes, you get
I
the
was
yeah,
like willing to just
totally,
like be aware of like what was required, and it's like the relaxation into being
yep,
and having that ease. So
yep, yeah. And that's how you get a million things done with ease, is you get out of the linearity of the list of how you have decided, I want to get here and these are the steps that are required to get me there. And you go, okay, what actually is required today? What action is going to create the most today? And sometimes it is not taking action. It's going and hanging with the kids, or it's going for a ride on your horse, or it's going for a walk in the park. And it doesn't seem to have anything to do with your projects or your business, but you can receiving the contribution of that thing. Then when you come to the action part, it's like super fast. And I mean, we probably both, Becky, have a million stories of the time where we were going to soldier through because we had the deadline or we had the thing that we had decided we were supposed to do. And it was hard work. Or, I mean, how many times I've done that writing and then I freaking lose the draft. I forgot to save it. Can't freaking
yeah,
find it
the word
anywhere.
doc crashes.
Yeah, it's something like that stuff happens versus, I actually need to go sit by my stream for a little bit. Okay. I go sit by my stream and then I sit down and ease, it flows. So it's using our energy for us rather than against us, by letting go of what we have decided should be and allowing the universe contribute to what could be.
Amen.
Yay. And it's so much more fun and so
Oh,
much
so much more fun and
easier,
so much more space. And it's
so
so
much
cute that
more.
we really were like, I wonder what we're talking about today.
I know. Yeah.
And this is actually what
Yeah.
I require to hear. So thank you.
Well, and just another example. So, there's an access consciousness class happening this weekend, and it was supposed to be in Costa Rica. And anybody who's ever gone to Costa Rica, first of all, knows
Mhm.
how amazing that is. And then if you've ever taken an access consciousness class, where we go at the venue there, it's
Ah,
just so amazing. And it's like one of the highlights, usually
yeah,
go 2, 3 times a year, highlights of the year.
yeah.
So haven't been there, and it's June, and this class that's online this weekend was supposed to be there. And no, we didn't want to make the call that sorry, it's all online, because everybody's like, come on, come on, come on, we want to
Yeah,
go to Costa Rica. And so 12 days out, it's like, guys, we're not going to Costa Rica, right? But
yeah.
so when you get the information, so being on the other side and something changes that you were desiring to occur, now all of a sudden it's changed. How do you be with it? How beyond the initial, yeah, you were going to say.
Well, I was going to say thank you for bringing that up because this class, is it the creation of and I
Of
always mess it
and
up.
from.
And from
Of and
infinite.
from infinite
That's
possibilities.
of
Yeah.
and from infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
Now when I was like, okay, yeah, great, I wonder what's possible now, but it's like actually infused with that energy, and it
Yeah.
has an energy of oh gosh, being there, like
Yeah.
the idea of, and this is taking place with everything that I've ever thought of. Like I thought online classes would be
Right.
not something or not as, or like
Right.
but and it's like what is taking place with this, it's like that is infused here now in
Yeah.
this class. So of course I would like to go, but I'm there. And then I'm
Yeah.
also aware of so much more that's available than maybe that I've ever been aware of, being in that amazing place and in that class. And
Yeah.
it's like the energy of like a 7 day of all this.
Yeah.
And would that have been there if this didn't take place? I don't know. It's just such a
Right. Yeah. But so on both
unfolding.
both sides of what we've talked about, it's when you must do something because you've committed to it, you're no longer in choice, so you're no longer present energetically with the creation. And on the other side,
Mm.
when something gets removed that you were desiring, if you go to the, well, that's gone, I'm disappointed and that's gone, you have removed yourself from receiving the contribution, because
Yeah.
our decision and conclusion takes us out of it.
Hmm.
And now we can't receive anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So all of that,
All of that.
all of that, just a minor thing. So, so thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And if you want to find other Undefining You Facebook Lives and other blogs and things like that, you can go to my website, marniebarranco.com. And thank you for listening. And thank you, Becky.
Thank you, Marnie. I so required this today. Oh,
Cool.
yay. Bye,
Cool.
everybody.
Bye.